In other words, the tops came off. I also tightened them too much. So a lot of things we'll talk about tonight. Righting the wrongs that I have committed. I apologize for that. And this is all about fun. So we're going to do that. But first, the Cornish pasty we're doing. My puppy was also more insistently. I'm more tense lately for things out there, which we'll discuss if it would be helpful. But I look at this as an oasis, so we are here to relax. And he picks up on that a lot. But right now they're in formation, looking at the door, looking for Lady Wayfair, because they think I'm losing my mind talking to nobody. You're probably right. Okay, and today's Cornish pasty recipe, the one I have linked is Keith Cook's recipe. It's the end of the world as we know it, but I feel fine, yes. Thank you. You beat me to it. I used to be able to sing along with that, but I only know as Leonard Bernstein, Leonid Brezhnev, etc., etc. But yeah. So we have our food processor here. We're going to make the pasty recipe, or the pastry crust. Keith says to do it for 3 hours. Every other recipe I've seen sees anywhere between a half hour to just use it straight away. We're going to make it. We're going to do potatoes, then we'll come back and do pasties. It's fine. We'll be fine. I already did some of the potatoes because I know it's kind of boring for you guys to see it and for me to do all the potatoes, but I have some left we'll do. And what I found out too is when you're doing canning, you're supposed to pretty much fill it up. You don't want them floating and bouncing around. It's not supposed to be a rapid boil in there, but you're taking it up to a high temperature. And in the process, it could, in the first, that 10 minutes when you're letting it vent, that's when it's rolling boil. It's better to have jars in there. So we're going to fill it up. I have some carrots here we'll fill in. Got another bag of potatoes to do. And some of these jars are ones I've been told not to use. Mad experiment. Mad scientist experiments here. There are many makers of canning jars. There are 3 recommended ones for durable products. And there's a lot of no names. Early on in the process, and these are the ones I used before, I have the jar right here. Oh! And this brand is called Verones, Verones. And they're made in China. What isn't? But these aren't as stable as the Kerr, the Mason, and Ball jars. Those are 3 different makers, all of them recommended. So we have a couple of these thrown into the mix just to see what happens with them, see if they seal. And this is a curiosity to me. I hope it's interesting to you because, current situation aside, I still have talked to different people and researched that you should have a stockpile of food, not prep. We're not talking about MREs in the basement. Although, but what we are talking about is just in case you can't get out, just in case we get a snowstorm. Other things can happen too. That isn't the end of the world, but makes it difficult to get things. So I'm looking at that thinking, yeah, I want to start doing that.